Hey good people, welcome back to Beauty and the Frizz. My name is Cara. Whether you are new or returning, thank you so much for stopping by and hanging out with me for another day of Frizzmas. Y'all, we are on day 22. So 2 more videos after this. One is going to be actually the second part of this video. And then day 24, Christmas Eve, we will have a purchase or pass. And we have done it, y'all. Third Frizzmas will be in the books. So I thank you guys for hanging out with me. And if you want to see any of the other Frizzmases that I've done, I do have playlists. Anyway, today I'm going to be playing with the Lethal Cosmetics Metamorphosis Palette. If that sounds good to you, keep watching this video and let me know what you think. And if makeup is your therapy and your love, if it makes you happy and you want to hang out with someone that feels the same way, definitely consider joining the community. I'd love to have you back. All right, let's get started. So Lethal Cosmetics is a fairly new brand to me. I have purchased 2 Lethal palettes. The first one was the Berlin palette, and the palette just didn't do it for me. I'm not sure why, and they really weren't on my radar. And then when I saw that palette, I was like, ooh. Can I get some milk? Milk? Mm-hmm. Can you pour it? Mm-hmm. Just a little. When I saw that palette, I was like, ooh, this looks good. But when I saw it in person, I don't know. I just was stumped for creativity and just figuring it out. And it wasn't the traditional Lethal layout, like with the embossing and just their signature layout. I'm not sure if that's what it was, but what I'll say about me is I get caught up in that vibe. I have the same issue with Melt. And you may or may not have heard me talk about when they changed to the circle pans. There were just things that didn't really gel with me. And it took me like a year to really get into the Metamorpohsis palette and how great it was. So I'm not sure if that's what it was. I'm saying that's what I think it was though. After that, I did decide to purchase the Night Flower palette. I was really interested in this palette because at the time I wanted to purchase Flight Club from Menagerie, but it continued to sell out every time I tried to purchase it. Well, Night Flower, I feel, gave a lot of options. Flight Club just didn't have the variety that Night Flower provided. And I recall in my video really enjoying this palette, although it is a purple blue color story, which is a story that I just don't go for very, very often, but I'm really happy to have this. So come November, when I saw that they were releasing these 2 palettes, we have the Metamorphosis palette and the Evergreen palette. When I saw the color stories of these palettes, I knew I was gonna get both of them right away. This one especially because it's warm, it's fiery, and it has some grunge to it. It has some duochromes in it. I was really happy to see that. And then the Evergreen palette, is really earthy. It does have blues in it, but the blues are balanced out with these foresty greens, the brown, the purple, these kind of grungy shades, and then these 2 bright greens. I'm really into that. I can't wait to do the next video. So again, I'm newer to Lethal Cosmetics, but they are a cruelty-free and vegan brand. They are based out of Germany. So one of the things that people may not want to do is pay the international shipping. It is $8.99 if you don't purchase over a certain amount. Lethal Cosmetics is also sold at Camera Ready Cosmetics, and they also accept the influencer codes as well. It's just that they may not have like the brand new releases right away. So you have to look because these 2 palettes are not on Camera Ready Cosmetics as of yet, and hopefully they will get there. Now I purchased these palettes in a bundle, and the bundle was $91. So these palettes are running like $45, and they have a 24-month shelf life. So I'm really excited. So I'm really excited to continue getting to know the brand. I will tell you, this is actually the second look that you're gonna see, and I love the fact that I created such a grungy and cool look from this palette, which is, to me, really warm. As you saw on the thumbnail, we're only focusing on the Metamorphosis palette. So let me show you the outer packaging. I do think this is the same packaging that you can get if you make a custom palette. You can see that on the back, there are these pinholes in here because everything is magnetic, and you can just switch the shades around as you please. There are no shade names on the front or the back of the palette. If you want the shade names, you definitely need to keep this outer packaging because that's the only place where you're gonna see the shade names. There is a quote here, and it says, "The most profound change is the one that gives you wings," which is very inspiring and inspired by the metamorphosis, you know what I mean? So now I might have said this palette was inspired by the butterfly. I may have said that. I have a special connection to monarchs because I have a special connection to monarchs because when I taught first grade, we were sent monarchs to, I was gonna say raise, but to, you know, observe and let go and tag and go into the wild as they migrated to Mexico for the winter. So I definitely love the theme of this palette and the inspiration behind it. So really excited to play with this one today. I'm gonna show the swatches now. So as you can see, we have a variety of shades. There are 6 mattes and there are 6 shimmers. So it's very balanced. We do have some metallics. We do have some duo / multi-chromes. I can never tell, but we do have those in this palette. And the swatches of this palette are absolutely beautiful. Even the 2 shades that I thought were similar, which are Symmetry and Swarm. I mean, even these both have their own place in this palette because one is way deeper, even though it's not as easy. I mean, I can see it from here, but you know, sometimes you can build up a shade like this to be this shade, but I don't see that in this palette. Let me know what you think about this color story. Are you more with the Metamorphosis palette, or are you more of the Evergreen palette, or are you a combination of both? I'm gonna go ahead and do 2 looks with this palette, and then I'll be back at the end to let you know my final thoughts on this first part of the release. All right, you guys, so I'm really excited to finally be playing with this palette. I feel like I've had it for like at least a week, and so excited to try this out. So I'm actually getting ready to go to the winter concert at my school. It's going to be around the corner at a art center. A lot of my students are in the band and chorus, so I am so excited to see them tonight. What are we going to do? This palette, I can't. I am going to go in with Cocoon, which is this shade here. Now Cocoon is really going to be a base. This is a Refer 27, so let's just see. Okay, you can put your plate in the sink. Okay. See how this shows up. Now Lethal mattes are a little powdery. Just tap off your brush. And you might be able to see it. It's a slight peachy shade. I was on all this blending and it was like, your card is full. Let's see if we can see this Cocoon shade a little bit better. You can see it's just a slight peachy shade. It's not anything that, you know, you can really see. Okay, next I'm gonna take a Refer 14 brush. I really don't know what I wanna do, y'all. I'm really stumped. So this shade right here is Predation. Ooh, this is nice. Symmetry. Let's do Symmetry. So that's this one. And this one looks really close to it, but it's a lot deeper. So you can see that. Even though in the pan they look a lot alike, but there's a clear difference to me in these 2 shades. So I'm just gonna take Symmetry and put this in the crease. I'm just blending it up into the Cocoon shade, and it is coming together very beautifully. And I like that you can build this shade up, but I don't think you can build it up to be this deep shade, which is nice, because then it means that both shades have a purpose in the palette. Going back into Cocoon, just going on the edges. Okay, so now I'm trying to choose a shimmer. I kind of want to save this duochrome shade to go with the green because I think that's going to look good. It's going to be kind of monochromatic. What about this one? That looks good. This is going to be monochromatic too. We have this one too. Okay, let's do Mantis, which is this one here. I'm going to tap that in. Now these shimmers, I think you could benefit from spraying them or using some type of mixing medium with them, but I am just tapping them very, very gently into the lid. I think that looks really pretty. Just gonna take the same brush that I used for the crease to try to blend these together. Taking the same brush that I used for the crease to blend these together. I'm looking at Predation, which is like this more red tone, and then I'm looking at this deep shade here, which is Swarm. So I'm taking Swarm and I'm just putting that on the outer corner and in the outer crease. I'm just making this a little deeper. You can kind of see that, a little smokier. I'm taking it in the crease, but not all the way over. And I really do want to use Predation, but I'm just not sure. I'm gonna just tap the end of the brush and go, see if we can see it on the inner. Oh yeah, you can see it. Just to kind of outline the shimmer. It's very subtle, but I can see the difference in this eye. So let's continue with this. I'm probably gonna have to go back into our shimmer Mantis momentarily, but I like that. I like that it's deep right here and it looks different than the outer corner. All right, so let's go back into Mantis and just tap a little more in. I love that. All right. Now for the under eye, I am going to go into Symmetry again for the outer part of the lower lash line. And now I'm going to grab a pencil brush and I actually want to go into Monarch for the rest of the lower lash line. I just want to try to build this up a little bit. And for our inner corner points, let's use the shade Ethology. Same brush. And here's our first look with the Metamorphosis palette. I think I want to change this lipstick. This is Velvet Intrigue from Lisa Eldridge. I don't think it's bad, but I'm thinking a different color, like a little bit of a deeper color, but not too deep. So I'm going to do that and put on my mascara and liner, and I'll be back to let you know what I'm thinking about this first look. All right, you guys, I'm back with the final look. I really love this a lot. I used the Urban Decay 24/7 liner in the shade Love Drug. That's like one of my oldest liners. It is like a burgundy plum shade. I lined really close to the upper lashes just to make my eyes look, I guess, a little more sultry, a little deep, a little smoky. I love this so much. And then I have on the Tarte Maneater mascara. So what do I have to say about this first look? I mean, just going off of first impressions, I have nothing negative to say. You may want to spray your shimmers with a setting spray, or in my case, I think I'm gonna use the Dora line in the next look just to see if it amps them up a little bit more, but like I'm fine with the way the shimmers look. They are a little powdery, just a little bit, and it could create some fallout, but if you're careful, I don't think you have to worry about it. I always do my face first, and I didn't brush anything off, and I have no fallout. But if you do want to amp up the shimmers a little bit, if you wet them, it may do that. I did put on Lisa Eldridge Velvet Sorcery over top of Velvet Intrigue. So Sorcery is a little bit deeper than this, but since it's over Intrigue, it's a little lighter. But I like the way this look is all together. So yes, y'all. All right, I am off to my students' concert, and then I'll be back to create another one. Y'all, oh my gosh. So right now, I'm watching the other Cara. Do y'all watch Cara C? I'll show it to you. She is decluttering half her collection, y'all. Like, I want to be her. She's getting rid of. It's nothing exciting for you. Oh, I'll show a video of her face.
It's very exciting, but I won't ever reach for these.
August keeps knocking over my brush holder. I have to pause this.
At one point, I was like,
I feel like I'm her. Like some of the things she's saying, I'm like, she is me. I am her. And we have the same name. She spells hers with a K. If you don't watch her, she's great. Now, I'll be honest, I can't catch all of anybody's videos, but these declutters, like, y'all, I just put like 5 palettes on my cart today. I have to declutter. That's not even what this is about. This is about a second look with Metamorphosis. But before I get into it, I recently got back from the concert with my students. They were so good. Like, you know how you see kids in a band and you like, They were really, really good. So we had a preview of the concert today at work and the chorus. I signed up for the teacher chorus. So I think we're having a spring chorus.
Go first?
Just a little.
Go first?
Just a little.
Come on, go first?
Yes, just a little. I think I had to say yes. They were amazing. And there were so many people there, and I was so proud because, you know, sometimes school spirit can be tough, but there were so many teachers there. And, you know, kids are always happy to see their teachers outside of school. And they were like, you really came. I was like, yeah, I really did, you know. Anyway, so my makeup's not fresh. I just took a Neutrogena oil makeup remover or oil-free makeup remover and just took off what I had on. And now we're gonna get into a second look, and I'm really excited. I also just had my premiere of the video where Tyrone did my makeup, and it was a huge hit. Like, everybody loved it. He did great. Okay, that's great. He's really funny. Do you want some goldfish too? Go get some. I am just in the Christmas spirit. Christmas. That's my Michael Jackson voice. What?
Yes, I do.
I know that's not your Michael Jackson impersonation, because that is... Okay. Nope.
Wait, hold on.
No thanks. Nope. I'm good. I'm so good on... Unacceptable. Unacceptable and not a tribute. Not an homage. Gonna go right into Hexapod, which is this one. I don't like my hair like this, but I am gonna take it back down afterwards. So there's that. Yes, I know. This is a What's Up Beauty R104 brush. Did I mention that tomorrow is the last day before spring break or Christmas break? I said spring break because I'm trying to plan a vacation for spring break, but August won't talk about I really just want to get on a plane for Christmas. Sir.
I did not say that.
I heard you.
I want to get an item for Christmas.
You want to get
a phone for Christmas.
You are. So I did have to tell August that he was getting my phone. He's not getting a plan. I think I told you all this whole conversation. It is an iPhone 12 Pro Max. That's the important thing, Pro Max.
Comment down below which iPhone you have.
Huh?
Comment down below.
No, I'm not. I'm not going to calm down.
Not you. I wasn't talking to you.
I need to fix his eyebrow.
Comment down which iPhone you have.
Oh, comment in the Comment down below on which iPhone you have. So you're assuming that everyone has an iPhone is the issue. Everyone doesn't have
Comment
a...
down below if you have an iPhone and what kind is it if you have one.
Don't comment. Don't comment.
Kids.
You can comment in the chat. People don't care. See, adults don't really care. I'm going to just tell you this.
Comment in this.
You know what? This gas that you have is very disrespectful and inappropriate. It really is. Talking about commenting this. My whole point to what I was about to say was that I was going to say adults.
Can you get some goldfish for me?
No, I can't. You can get them.
Okay, you're so late.
I'm so what?
Lazy.
Now I can spell. Go ahead.
What does that spell?
I'm lazy, so I'm gonna be lazy with my money for Christmas.
You Craze.
I'm concerned about your schooling that I'm paying for.
School.
All right, let's just do that for now
Could
because
you
I don't know.
at least get the goldfish?
You can get them, August. You're capable, quite capable. Okay, well you're gonna have to wait till I'm done this look. So I'm doing a full look. I forgot what I was saying now. I don't know if it was about spring break, Christmas break. All right, I'm not liking this right now just because I need the shimmer to go with it because right now I feel like, I don't know. But I love the shade though, I love it. I think part of the problem is this remnants. I'm gonna go into Volant, which is this like duochrome or multi-chrome shade. Let's just put this all over the lid. Yes, this is, yes, come on Lethal, come on. You know what, I think I'm into Lethal, y'all. I think I really am. And you know what shade would look nice, and I did use it in the last look, but Swarm I think is going to be beautiful. Let's just give it a whirl here because this green or duochrome shade Volant has that deep like burgundy-ish shimmer.
Oh.
Is that cursing?
No. That is my favorite show that I would keep watching.
It's not your favorite show if it's cursing. Sorry that you thought it.
I did this. It said, look, I did this. Look.
I'm gonna have to go back and
Look! I'm just watching this.
Okay.
And then it did something else.
yeah, then take it off.
Cut that out of the video, please.
I will.
And
This is like a little grungy. I love that you can get both of these looks from this palette. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not saying it's a special look. I think what I'm saying is the variety. The variety.
remember Brian said when
I really love the variety that this palette offers. This is just really great. So we are having an ice cream sundae party, make your own sundae party tomorrow in my class. So I did get
could you send me some ice cream?
maybe 2 gallons of ice cream. I bought like different kinds of sprinkles. I have red, green, snowflake, just different ones. And then I also have strawberry syrup, chocolate syrup, and whipped cream, sugar cones, bowls, and spoons. I did it that way because I feel like when you do a make your own sundae party and you just put the ice cream in the bowl, you need more ice cream. But if I am just putting the scoops in the cone and then they can do what they want to do and then turn the cone over into the bowl, does that make sense? Look at, I can't. I just think that's going to behoove my wallet better. Or, well, it did because I already bought the stuff. So all I have to do is take in the ice cream in the morning. Hopefully I can put it in the cafeteria freezer. So I'll say, like, this isn't like a unique look, but it's a look that's great because I don't know if looking at this palette you would think necessarily about this look. I mean, I'm definitely drawn to the shade, but there are just so many color combos that you can do with this. I'm enthralled. Enthralled is the word I want to use. So I want to go into Queen, which is this yellow gold, and put that as an inner corner highlight. Oh, I didn't get the goldfish. Did you see me get up?
No.
Oh, okay.
get it.
Why can't you get it? Oh, I said I was gonna spray these shades this time. I'll do it in the next palette, y'all. The Evergreen palette will be tomorrow. I am so happy though with this right now. Let me just show this to you up close. Yeah, this is nice. For the lower lash line, I'm gonna go into Hexapod, which is the green. It's gonna be a little muddy with what I didn't completely remove. I am gonna get you your goldfish. Well, my question is, I mean, you can't pour it because it's sitting out with Marky. Yes, this is kind of muddy. I will grab it for you though in just a second. August. Yeah, this is nice. Okay, come on, Lethal, because see, the first Lethal palette that I purchased was the Berlin palette, and I just could not get into that palette. I could not figure out a color story that I enjoyed, and so it just sat. I may have swatched a couple shades, but I never used it. And that palette just seemed to be a whole, I mean, it was different. It was supposed to be a whole different vibe, I think. But see, that Night Flower palette, I did enjoy using that one. And that was my first time actually using the shadows. So, you know, I'm still really new to the brand. But this look right here, I mean, this is like standard for me. So let me find a lipstick and do my mascara and everything. And then I will let you know what I'm thinking about this palette. I think you already know. All right, you guys, back with the finished look. And I did not put a liner on. I just used the Tarte mascara again, but I love this. This is like the grungy goodness that I absolutely love. And the lipstick that I used is, I was gonna say Tasty Hazel because I love saying Tasty, but it's not Tasty Hazel. It is Susan Nude from Gucci. And you can kind of see, I didn't really line my lips or anything, so I know I could probably do a better job. It's getting late, it's like 9 o'clock. So tomorrow's the last day before spring break. So excited. Let me know what you think about these two looks. I wish I could do more. I just also would like to do 2 looks with the Evergreen palette, and I can always come back. I'm not even gonna talk about it right now, but it's like when I get palettes that I really like, I feel like I don't get time to use them because I have so many, which lets me know that it is time for me to go through these palettes again. I did do a declutter earlier in the year, and I feel like I need to do something very massive because like I really like this palette a lot. And I am unable or feel unable to explore all the possibilities. Like I was thinking it would be really nice to use some of those mauve shades and do a halo eye with this duochrome, or even just use one of the mauve shades as a transition and then use this green brown duochrome. Like there's so many different things you could do, like with the golds, the orange. It's just a really beautiful palette. And I do know that some people are waiting on this palette as well as the other one in the collection to come to Camera Ready Cosmetics. But as of right now, I don't see it there. So I'm not sure when it's coming, but I'm hoping eventually it will get there. Definitely recommend this palette, and I am liking Lethal. I mean, this is only the second palette that I've really tried, but I like it. I like it. I don't have any complaints about any of it at all. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you are a fan of the brand and your past experiences. I want to say that I love the idea of customizing palettes, and their palette designer is genius. I've played with it before, but last night while I was listening to Game of Thrones, the first book, which is called Game of Thrones, I decided to make myself a palette and went through with the order. So that one will be coming. I love that idea a lot of customizing and making things exactly the way that you want. It's kind of a game changer, but I need to not get hooked on that because like you can make so many beautiful palettes. I just watched a video from Martina Lilly, and I'll link her video and her channel in the description box because she is fantastic. But she created a palette that I wouldn't have thought to create. The one that I created is completely different. The looks that she did, it might have just been one look, but that one look that she did, because it had this, like, let me see. It wasn't blue. It may have been a blue. Kind of like this type of shade, but like a blue. She did that with like this grungy shade. It was just so beautiful. And I think that's kind of what inspired me, and it was late. You know how that goes. You ever do that? Like sometimes I order stuff from Amazon at night. Like I need to not do that. Let me know if you do that, because I do that. Anyway, that's gonna be it. I cannot wait to play with the Evergreen palette. Let me revisit that really fast. This is a color story that I'm not as comfortable using, but as I'm starting to like blue eyeshadow more and more, I'm very excited to use this. So I will link Cara C. I think her channel is called Cara Chapman now. I'm actually going to finish watching that myself once I film the intro for this palette, but I'm gonna link her video in case you like declutters, because it's really making me feel inspired. So that is gonna be it. Thank you so much for taking out some of your time and hanging out with me on another day of Frizzmas. I was getting into a discussion about something earlier and I totally lost my train of thought, I think. So we'll continue this discussion in the next video or not. It may be something new, but either way, I hope this was therapy for you. It always is for me. And until I see you again, make sure you are being gentle with yourself. Talk to yourself nice, stay safe, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.